Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Saggy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. Don't forget to use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the Temperance card. Now the Temperance card is literally your card. It's Saggy ruled, right? And so in a lot of ways, this suggests that not only, Saggys are always authentic, trust me. What you see is what you get, right? They're about as honest as they come, even when you wish they weren't. I'm laughing because I love it. I think it's great. That being said, this week, you may find that in some way, shape or form, you are slightly at odds or off kilter with what you seem to be surrounded by. And this is going to be one of those times. The Temperance card is about alignment, right? It says that you need to bring your energy into alignment with the thing that you want or you're trying to bring into your world. Unfortunately, the world looks like it's going to be a little fucking crazy this week, and you don't want to align with that at all. Unfortunately, the challenge that you're going to have is you may want to fix something this week, but you may not have that luxury. So this is going to be one of those moments where finding and holding your own inner peace is going to be very, very important. For your foundation card, you have the Empress. That's nice, right? So there could be some juicy gossip that is handed to you this week, right? There could be maybe you get a hot tip, maybe you get a chance for advancement, maybe something is shared with you this week that you are maybe that you're not, that nobody's supposed to be privy to. Now that's one way this could show up. Another way that this could show up is I've seen this before and it's really interesting that it's come up. If you or anybody that you know works in, around or on the periphery of the healthcare sector, something looks like it's happening in that world. The reason I say this is because the Empress can very often represent the body, and you add to this then the Temperance card, which I've seen this represent doctors, healers, physicians. In fact, that pairing, now that I get into that, can literally represent a doula as well. I've seen it represent several, actually. Once I had those two come up for a woman who was an actual birth doula, and I had another one with the death card that came up, and that was she was a death doula. So really, really interesting stuff comes up with those two cards, but there's definitely something going on with healing, the healing professions, and or something in that world. If you are having to have some sort of procedure done this week, if it's compulsory or something that's really linked to your health, fine, go ahead. If it's something of the elective kind of type, Botox, all of that kind of stuff, I mean, I'm not adverse to it, but I don't know why. There's a part of me that feels uneasy about that, so I'm going to say no. That being said, if you are a continued subby, Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. I always laugh at that point because I'm often thinking to myself, at this point, have I frightened everyone away? For your actions and options this week, you have the Nine of Wands, right? So in this deck, this card actually talks about liberation as opposed to vulnerability. So very, very interesting that this should come up, especially here with that Temperance card. What you choose to be of service to, for, or in absolutely has to be your choice. And you may find this week that you're having to stand your ground in some way, shape or form. This is going to be a week where I think holding and maintaining that inner space or that inner peace is going to be so important. I'm sorry to say, Saggies, but it looks like something coming to rock your world this week, and it's like you can choose to let it or you can choose not to. All right, for your communications and conversations, you've got the King of Swords. This can sometimes speak to legal situations and or matters as well. Now, this can also very often represent somebody that's very learned in their field. So you add this to that Temperance card, you've got either somebody that's a professional in the healing institutions, hospitals, doctors, nurses, all of that kind of stuff, or this could just as easily be, with this combination of cards and the Nine of Wands, it could just as easily be somebody that works in the legal professions, lawyers, police, lawyers, police officers, detectives, all of that kind of stuff. And with that Temperance card there, I've got to say, and I really hope that I'm wrong on this front, I think there's going to be an investigation of some sort that happens in your locality. And I think the reason that it's happening is either a string of murders, which I really hope I'm wrong on. And it may have something to do with, oh God, it may have something to do with the establishment or the institution itself. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is here, not too long ago, we had a police officer was convicted of a young woman's murder. Brutal, very, very awful, very, very sad. And with this, don't get me wrong, your community looks like it's going to absolutely pull together and say, we're not putting up with this shit. As is right to do, right? But there's something here that it almost feels like it's going to be, I mean, at the moment, there's a lot of this stuff anyway, right? It's the people and the government on different sides. Hometown Glory, Adele, if you get disillusioned, have a listen. That, I don't know why, but there's something in this. Now, when it comes specifically to your work or your profession, the King of Swords can be an air sign male, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. And with this Temperance card, you could bring something new into your work sphere. But for some of you, this could be that you're getting a new boss. Maybe management is shifting or changing in some way. And this sees you having an issue or a challenge. Now, I haven't got the Hierophant card here, but I am seeing a lot of red tape regardless. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, etc. as well, be careful this week. Be careful this week. Be careful this week, because it looks like you're running up against something that maybe you didn't even notice was there. Do you know what I mean? It's like maybe you go to ship something to a place and you don't realize that they're not allowed to receive, they're not allowed to receive certain goods. It could be something as trivial as that, but it could just as easily be something that, becomes much bigger. So keep your peepers open this week. And then for your, those of you that are retired or no longer working, again, there's this thing about, and this seems to be happening a lot across the second half of the signs. A lot of you seem to be being pulled back into things that you can do. Maybe you're being pulled out of retirement. Maybe there's on the scarier side of it, a conscription of some sort that's coming in. The feeling that I get from this is it's like something that you can do, are trained in, that you no longer do. You're being called upon to do that again. Like at the start of the pandemic, a lot of the doctors and nurses were called back into service. It could be something along those lines. For the love and relations, you've got the Ace of Cups. Look at this. Your heart and your relationships and your loved ones are protected, right? It's very rare that we see this kind of thing, but I'm going to say it. And I don't care how pithy it sounds to other people, but I know what I'm talking about. This card basically tells me that there is a light around you, your people, the people that you're closest to, and they are protected. So no matter how crazy the world out there gets, you don't feed into it, all right? Now, for those of you that are single, if there is new love on the horizon, the characteristics of this person, they're very well educated in a specific field. This could be somebody that is a doctor, a healer, a medicine man or woman, or person. This could be somebody that is, again, very learned in the legal professions. This could be a lawyer, a paralegal. I don't really know what that term means. Confession. If there's anyone you want to confess to and tell the truth to, it's a Saggy. Also, you know, police officers, detectives, all of that. I don't know why, but that energy is really, I don't know why, it's like I can feel it like emanating off the card, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it will be interesting to see. Now, that aside, you know, those are the characteristics of the person. For your money and materials, all right, look at this. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. You've got the two complementary aces here, water and earth. So cups and pentacles, water and earth, they're complementary elements. When you bring them together, something grows, something is conceived or brought together. Now, two aces in the tarot, when they come up, can represent at times trickery, right? So this week, like I said, you got to maintain that personal equilibrium. Very important that you don't allow the red mist to, and then you get sucked into it and it's like, you know, everybody else is losing their shit, so I'm going to do it too. Really important. Now, outside of that, two aces together is a blessing, right? Any ace is a blessing, really. This is new finance, new money, new work. For those of you that are going for job interviews, it looks like you're taking a step up. So whatever you do at the moment, you're going for the job that is above that, which is very, very exciting. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, I love this card for health because it basically says that you and your body and your health are robust, right? So this week, regardless of what's happening out there, you are well looked after on the internal emotional level and also and spiritual level as well, I would go as far as to say, and even on the physical level, right? You, your person, your home, your dwelling, it's all safe. And then with the Ace of Pentacles as well, on the home front, it again, safety. There's an element here that no matter what goes on out there, it doesn't seem to penetrate in here, which is great. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I don't think this is a bad week for you guys. I do feel like it's going to be quite intense though. I think out of all of the readings so far, you guys seem to have the intensity. And it's really interesting because this week, the cards that were most active were Temperance, so your card, the Lovers, and the Chariot. Oh my gosh, like literally just the three of them have come up in basically all the readings. So I'm really intrigued to see what's happening on the wider world stage. With that said, take care and I'll see you soon.